Hey guys, I'm Kat. Welcome back to my channel. I am a native English speaker, but I've also learned multiple languages. I speak German, Portuguese, and Polish, and I've also been teaching English as a foreign language for the last 5 years. I've seen all kinds of mistakes. I know what it's like learning a language, and today I'm going to give you my top 20 tips for learning a language, 20 things that I wish I knew before, and things that I've seen can really help all of my students. Let's not waste any time. Let's get started. The first one is that some days you feel fluent and other days you feel like you know nothing. This is unavoidable. Every time you learn a language, you have these days, no matter what level you are at. There is nothing that can avoid it. There are triggers where you have a great conversation and feel so confident. You feel like, wow, I'm fluent. I can just talk and I have no barriers. It's easy for me. And then other days, the words feel hard to find and it is so hard to communicate and you feel like you are just starting out. This is normal, so be prepared. The truth is that you are never on those two extremes. The truth is that you know some, and no matter what, there's always learning to do. And all you can do is stay motivated and just keep practicing every day and you will get better. Number 2 is that dreaming in a language means nothing. You hear people say all the time, oh, once you can dream in a language, then you know it. I don't think this is true. I've dreamt in languages that I have literally never heard. I have had dreams that I'm in Turkey and I hear Turkish everywhere and I understand what's going on. I have never been to Turkey. Now, it is true that if you have a dream and you are speaking that language well and you're having conversations, you understand everything that's going on, it's a good sign. You can dream in it. But your language skills actually don't need to be as good as you would think to be able to dream in it. You can speak a pretty basic level and still have dreams in that language. Number 3 is don't wait for the perfect routine, just start. We spend so much time worrying about the structure and where we're gonna find our resources and what time we're gonna do it at and who we're gonna talk to, when in reality, there are resources everywhere. If you just say, I'm gonna do 10 minutes every day and find something to do, then you're gonna learn something. Just start. Number 4 is kind of on the same line. The best routine you can do is the one that you stick with. Honestly, it does not matter what you do. Of course, there are things that are really advantageous and there are things that are not as helpful, but it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that you do it every day or most days. You're pretty consistent, and if you're consistent, you're gonna get better at speaking. That is the most important thing. Number 5 is that even when you're abroad, sometimes people don't want to speak that language. Now, you always hear people say, all you need is immersion. Immersion is great, but the thing is, you think, okay, if I'm in that country, I will just automatically learn it. And this is not true. Sometimes when you go into that foreign country, they're so excited to meet a native speaker of your language that they want to speak in your native language with you. That is totally normal. And sometimes it's actually even hard to practice in another country, especially if you're a native English speaker. People speak English everywhere. This is common for languages like Spanish as well. They want to practice. So it's gonna be hard for you. And that's the reality. Number 6 is that friendships stay in the language they start in. So if you and your friend are like, we want to learn French together and from now on we always speak French together, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. If you became friends in a language, you're going to stay friends in that language, no matter what. My best friend is a native German, but she also speaks fluent English. I am Native American, but I also speak fluent German. We became friends before I could speak German. So she was speaking English and I was speaking English, and still I speak fluent German and so does she. We do not ever talk in German. The thing is that you have a different personality in a different language, and it is hard to continue a friendship in a different language because you act like a different person. Your relationship feels completely different. It's just not gonna happen. No matter how determined you are, it will not happen. Don't try to convince yourself that you can make a friendship change a language. If you are committed to speaking a language with someone, that friendship needs to start in that language and continue. You cannot let it digress into another language or it will stay there. Number 7 is a mistake I made so much when learning languages, and I always try to encourage my students not to make this mistake. Do not study above your level. It is a waste of time. Sometimes you get this really courageous and ambitious feeling like, you know what, I know this language, I'm good at it. And so you take on reading a book or a more advanced textbook workbook. And the thing is that you're not actually going to get that much out of it because your brain can only take in so much at a time. And when you go so far beyond your level, you are skipping things. When you study in your level, you notice nuances you are supposed to be learning and you will remember them. By the time you have that mastered, you can add new things. But when you study above your level, first of all, it's hard, it's disappointing, it's frustrating, but you're also not getting that much out of it as much as you should. All the vocabulary is new, so you're wasting your time focusing on the vocabulary than on the information you should actually be learning. So if you want to learn effectively, study in your level. Test often so you know your level, and access resources in that level, and that is going to be the most optimized routine you can have. Number 8 is that vocabulary is the fastest way forward. If you don't know where to start and how to improve your language skills, you can always learn new words. Your understanding is going to improve drastically with the more words you understand. Even if your grammar isn't very good, if you can listen and understand, eventually you're going to pick up on the grammar and repeat it. I always recommend to my students that the first thing they do before they learn any grammar is look up the top 1,000 most common words in that language. Memorize all those words and then start from there, because then you're not going to be wasting your time looking up what does to mean, what does for mean. Learn these basic words, have them in your vocabulary, and then build from there. If you're struggling with grammar, keep going. Learn 2,000 most common words, 3,000 most common words, 4,000. And as you build your vocabulary, you're going to be able to understand so much. Then you add grammar into there and you add all these different exercises, and you're going to be a fluent speaker in no time. But start with vocabulary. Number 9 is that you never should feel good enough. You never get to this point where you're like, check, I know it. It is constant. You are always learning, you are always growing, and that's a good thing. As soon as you stop, that's when your language skills get worse. The best part about learning a language is that you can always continue and move forward. So you should never feel good enough, and that's actually a good thing. You'll always hear new words, you'll always hear accent changes and nuances, and keep going with that. It's important. Number 10 is when people correct you, thank them. It's really embarrassing, especially when you're new to a language, when you're getting corrected all the time. It's really frustrating, but actually this is the best. It's free tutoring, and when people correct you, you remember it better than anything else. It's really important, and think about it from the other point of view. This person is taking time out to explain why it's wrong, why you made that mistake, and it's a lot easier to just ignore it. If someone is correcting you, it's actually very thoughtful of them, and it's really good for you. So run with it, appreciate it, and thank them. Number 11 is that textbooks are still fire. I know that now we're overwhelmed with all these resources online and all these different ways of studying, and it's great. There are so many different facets of learning a language, and you can find the thing that works best for you. But let me tell you, the classic textbooks and workbooks are great. They are so methodical, and you are going to learn so much if you use them. I always recommend looking up the best workbook for that language, what they usually use in the intensive courses in the country where they speak it. They usually have a workbook that they give you and you follow along during class. I usually recommend just buying that and doing it by yourself. That's going to be the best way to learn because it's giving you the vocabulary and the grammar and perfect examples. They're in the right order, they're right at your level. So honestly, don't doubt the textbooks, they're great. And they're also a lot cheaper than paying for these classes. They're like $30. So I definitely recommend that. Number 12 has to do with intensive courses. They work shockingly well. I have done intensive courses for every single language that I speak, ranging from 1 week to a year long, and they are one of the best ways to learn a language. You have so much input every day that you can't help but feel really immersed in the language. You make friends in the language, you do activities in the language, you will learn so much. So if it's possible, I always recommend doing an intensive course, and plus it's also a great excuse to go to that place, spend time there, make friends, and get some immersion. Number 13 is that workout classes are a huge goldmine for language learning. I have been in the position where I feel really daunted by doing a workout class in a foreign language and really scared, but it's actually a great spot because the vocabulary is super consistent. Workout vocabulary has a lot of the same words, and a lot of it is really basic, like numbers and go, a lot of imperatives and numbers. If you learn just some basic words related to that sport you're doing or activity, then you're actually going to feel really comfortable, and it's a great immersive experience. Not only that, you're going to be surrounded around people that speak that language, and you can make friends. You already have two things in common. You're speaking that language and you're at the same workout class. So you're getting great immersion and a good workout, and maybe you'll make some friends too. I always recommend doing this. This is a great way to learn a language. Don't be scared. Number 14 is that translating music makes the vocab stick really well. This is a really great way to practice a language. Listen to the music, review the lyrics, and make sure you truly understand what the lyrics are saying and what they mean. The more you listen to the song, the more you're going to think about it and recognize those nuances. You're going to recognize idioms and expressions. You're going to hear the tone a little bit more. You're going to hear really small grammatical nuances. And the more you listen to it, the more those things are really going to stick. But it's important that you first translate everything so that you really have a good grip on the text. If you don't do that, then you're just going to stay confused. But if you understand what it's all saying, you're going to pick up on a little more each time you listen to the song. And this is a great way to study. Even if you're feeling tired and you feel like you don't have the energy to study a language at the moment, just listen to a song. It's going to be perfect. It's just going to warm up your brain a little bit, and you're still getting all the exposure you need. Number 15 is similar. If you're feeling too tired to study, put on music or a show in the background. Learning a language doesn't mean you have to sit at your desk for 2 hours a day looking at a textbook. Of course, it has its place. Textbook learning is good and beneficial, but you can't do that every day, and sometimes you get tired. The best thing to do is just turn something on. If you're going grocery shopping, make your grocery list in that language, just a little something. If you're feeling tired, listen to music, watch a show, anything. You don't even have to pay attention, just turn it on. Number 16 is that alcohol helps. Go to the parties. Your barriers go down a little bit, so you feel a little more ambitious and less scared to speak. That is actually going to help you get used to talking more. It's a great opportunity to talk to people without feeling scared. Also, people aren't noticing your mistakes. So you're not feeling embarrassed. People aren't feeling embarrassed about you. It's a great way to learn. Also, everyone gets so excited that you're trying to speak their language, and they'll try to teach you new fun words and expressions. It makes language learning fun. I cannot tell you how many things I've learned at parties that I really remember because of the experience. So just go for it. Number 17 is that your most embarrassing mistakes are going to be your best memories. I remember all of my embarrassing mistakes when learning a language, but actually I kind of love them. You see how far you've come, and when I look back, it just makes me happy. It's so sweet to see someone learning a language and they make mistakes and you remember that you once said that. And I cannot imagine making the mistakes now that I've made before. It just makes me realize all the hard work that I've put into learning this language. You put in so much effort, and they're really sweet memories, and they give you a laugh, and then you will never make that mistake again. So let it be embarrassing. Number 18 is that once you're fluent, you're gonna forget what it was like not to be fluent. It's really hard to imagine not speaking that language. I guess once you actually speak it, this part in your brain really lives in that language, and it's hard to imagine ever not knowing it. I think that's something you never expect. Number 19 is that you don't actually lose a language. Everyone says if you don't practice, you'll lose it. I don't think it's true. I think that you always have it, you just have to warm it up. It's important that you review, practice, and you find people to speak with. Once you know a language well enough, you don't forget it and it disappears. You just have to re-access it, activate it, and keep it alive. It can dwindle if you don't keep it alive, but if you warm it up and practice, it will come back surprisingly quickly. For me, if I ever feel like a language is getting really slow and I can't think very quickly in that language, all I need to do is turn on a podcast or watch a show, and immediately after it's back and it's all warmed up, ready to go, it did not disappear. Our last one is that learning a language is so worth it. There are so many things in your life that open up when you learn a language. You have so much literature, movies, and music that you now get to access. And you also get to talk to a lot of people. There's a whole world that opens up that you're missing without it. Put in the work, and if you just stay consistent, you are going to learn in no time. In the comments below, I'd love to hear which tip was most interesting for you and which was most unexpected. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!